Robert Matumbai, alias Roba or Otero, is a pioneer Kenyan hip-hop artist and a member of the legendary group Kalamashaka as well as Ukoflani. He and his team have written and rapped socially conscious music, and he shall be sharing his views on the matter before this court. Prince Ambassa Mandela, real name Nelson Mandela Akelo, is a singer, songwriter and performer. He is the former lead singer of Sarabi Band and writes plus performs socially conscious music, and will be giving us his position on the matter before us. Brian Omondi, or Brian Silweyz, is an urban spoken word artist. He's a songwriter and a human rights advocate. He shall be speaking to this court on the matter of speaking truth to power. Mohamed Hamis is a graffiti artist who is part of a group that does graffiti and art in Mombasa. He has done murals in various parts of the coastal city and uses art to address societal issues. John JJ Njumbi is a creative director at Chatterbox Film and Theatre. He is a play and film director whose passion for social integrity is evident in the products he has. He is currently working on a film called It's a Free Country, for which he is crowdfunding. He set some lights, camera and action for the matter before the court.
My lords and ladyships, your court of public interest is in session. Now, the country is in a space where many are having complaints and concerns over the state of leadership, and this is not limited to the government, but largely on the overall political class. And there are people who are very vocal about it, even fashioning their work around it. For instance, we have performing artists, musicians, or even visual artists who are speaking truth to power. Justice Wanjiko, let's sample a bit of what this court is set to hear about.
Weni mali ya umma, uongo na mkono moja kwa Bible, kwea na mitambo ya chuma kwa parliament na nyumba za kuombewa, unatolewa ushuru na pisto kwa mdomo kwa jina la Kristo.
Bala, nashindwa, nikimbilie nani? Jambazi, hapana. Polisi, hapana. Watanitia pingu hata bila sababu. Maisha ni magumu. Maisha kule tu ya maziki, kutumia MIC. Ingawa tuko chini bado tunatumaini. Sikiza kona maisha si sinema, nitende mema, bado trigger happy score ataniangusha.
Anakaa amesurrender, ametokea wewe usi kushoot nyi mkamlenga 19 kwenye dinga, eti ajali, sisi si wajinga.
Wajinga nyinyi. Swali, stadium ziko wapi? Kazi ziko wapi? Ile manifesto lini wow nayo iko wapi? Na hii handshake kwani ni ile sisi ufinyanga Kenyatta kwa mkono ya karao? Swali, hata kama tuko na Kenyatta, ndio maana strongly feel hatujapata uhuru. Nchi inaongozwa na thieves, na ukiogopa jua huwezi kuwa chief. Iba hizo mamita, Scott free, niibe tu kuku ntalala ndani. At least Pastor Nganga na washinda, na danganyanga hadharani. Hapo parliament kwani mna shida gani? Simtuibie kiplani, wajinga nyinyi.
Ufisadi, ubinafsi, ukabila, kuuza sura wataki kuuza sera. Undugu ni kufaana, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala, sitasimama maovu ya kitawala. Unaweza argue crime doesn't pay, lakini huwezi dismiss justice in a bay. Mwizi ana 40 days, 365 days later anaendelea kugrow fatter.
We vote for drug dealers, support corrupt leaders. We eat the trash they feed us, believe whatever they teach us. Indeed, we are the victims, we bleed for their ambitions. The sheep are being eaten, for this my heart is bleeding. I'm coming with the truth and I'm aiming at your cerebellum. Nina bongesha my youth, hata wase wako jela.
Barua toka Jaramogi na Kenyatta, wanauliza kama Kenya kuko sawa. Nikawajibu Kenya tuko na disaster, watoto wetu wanazidi kuzikana.
Dosi aliniambianga freedom never comes for free. We vote tribe ama real cash, ask Boni. Tuna Roma lia mwezi ta JSU plus dogi. Wal mzima Twitter keotindo fast body. Ban pictures in Africa, black coffee and none. I'm richer than my neighbor but we're both in a slum. If the rich always win, why should the popular run? Unless democracy ni what you say my only for fun.
Mzigo wetu unazidi kuwa mzito, watoto wanne na mshahara wa 2,500 ya vitabu na viatu na vyakula, nauliza na mbotela dehuni ubana. Nchi ya kitu kidogo, nchi ya watu wadogo, kitaka chai yewe ndugu, nenda limuru.
Wananchi tuna mind, mbona walafi watuongoza? Wanatutawala, tuwametugawanya.
Our corrupt leaders won't face jail time, but the free airtime bonus can get a blogger arrested. Mr. Minister, stealing money to build 5 stars. Could he be a star and build a public cancer facility?
Ngwai mina tumianga, lakini ngwai pia umetuangushanga. Tusianzie mbali, cheki nyancho barabara. Aibu kubwa kwa watu wetu wa hapa. Connection ya Bosongo town mpaka Suneka, na hiyo soko umekula mpaka mikeka. Na hiyo hela si ni 56 million, BBI sitting at 18 million.
So tell us, what led you to writing such bold music?
I think the nature of the kind of music, or the genre of the kind of music we do also, one of the elements that could inspire. I think hip hop, most of the greatest MCs wametokea hapa in diaspora pia wamekuwa inspired na conditions, whether in the environment, struggles fulani. Ukiangalia kama Park alishutiwa mara 5, 50 ameshutiwa mara 5. Ukiangalia tu kama kina Eminem, Tony White, lakini alipitia struggles fulani. So kuna element ya struggle kwa hiyo muziki.
Na kufanya hizi ngoma ulikuwa unaogopa kama au wenye unakemea that watakuwa na backlash, that watakuingilia ama watakupigia simu?
Tulikuwa tunatani nao, lakini sometimes situation nafika unajifeel ni kama watu, yani umekuwa kwa edge, unajua, na sometimes ni ukiweza bila ukinyamaza maybe then some issues haziwezi kuwa solve na vitu kama hizo. So at that time tulikuwa na feel sini kama voice ya vijana, unaona. So lazima kuwe na change, na lazima watu waweze kuspeak out, na lazima watu waweze articulate issues zao.
Uliwahi kupata mtu amekuthreaten ama amekupigia simu akakwambia uache kufanya ngoma iko na that tone of message, tone down what you're saying?
Atusema threats as such, ile kuthreateniwa on a life, at ile life or situations, lakini in one or another pia tulikuwa tunafightiwa, unaona. Even the music industry, maybe media, SSM Nation ama whatever the particular media. Lakini kuna time media pia ilijaribu kushut out whatever music ulikuwa unajaribu kufanya, unaona. Nimepata for example, me Kampo personally nilipaishwa, unaona. Sometimes sikuja kutoti live, lakini I think vile pia vitu zilikuwa designed ama system ilikuwa designed some vitu watu kama na sideline, sababu ni I think it's just a capitalistic society, unajua. So watu wanataka tu ku-associate na ile kitu ita please the status quo.
So since the time that you wrote these songs until now, do you feel the situation has changed? Do you feel that things that you are hoping would be done have actually been done, or are we still in the same situation?
In general, a lot of things bado hazijachange, unaona. Kama ni corruption bado iko widespread. Kama ni tribalism bado watu wajaribu kulenga na tukazo, lakini politics za Kenya bado ziko based na hiyo design, unaona. So kuna issues more bado hazijachange, unaona. That's when zapata labda vitu tulikuwa nafanya hiyo time zinaweza relate mpaka saa hizi. Is the same issues walikuwa wanapitia hiyo time, ndio zinaweza relate mpaka saa hizi. Watu wanaweza relate na hizo music saa hizi.
So wasanii wakiandika ngoma kama hizi ziko na maana kweli, ama unafanya tu hiyo ngoma una hope, uko na imani that itakuwa na impact kwa society?
I think kuna elements fulani pia walikuwa na vilikuwa swala ya mbeleni, tuliweza kubrush shoulders kidogo na watu, unaona. Others hatunge brush shoulders kama iko na impact. tungeongea hapo kuhusu cultural revolution na vitu kama hizo. Sheng iko accepted, najua design hata kuvaa, unaona watu ukidunga dread, mimi niko na dread zimeshuka mpaka hapa, unaona kwanza kumbuka. Huko unaweza enda kwa ofisi tuna madread, au kwa hata kuja job kama hii. Waweza ndiko job atijuna dread. Au advertising size, unaona advertising yote bila kutumia Sheng, hakuna mali your product inaweza fikia masses. So I think as much as ndio ilikuwa atu formally wajaribu ku-accept, lakini the impact iko felt mpaka saizi, wanaweza feel mpaka saizi.
Thank you very much for speaking to us and sharing your story and the story behind your art form.
Sasa. Asante sana.
Right.
Sasa.
Some of the songs you've done, they speak truth to power. What is your inspiration? What has motivated that?
You know, when you are in the slum, and for example, I'm raised in the slum, but also I've seen a rich kind of life. And you can see a difference in that. It's because you got so much through things that no one else can do it. That only music, singing that thing can bring it out. I was either to be a criminal or to be a musician. I am here today, popular, with what I stand for, not because I got papers to be an amazing musician. No, situation made me be here. I have music in my blood. I find it as a tool that makes it easy to speak things that are hard. Because speaking to power is like speaking to a king, for example. You don't, for example, a king that is ruling right now, let's say Brother Ruto, right? You don't just go to him and start giving him order of what to do just because you think you're who you are. A king can either kill you or make you, because he's in power. So what's the best way you can go to a king? Is either entertain him or tell him the truth through what is going to secure him. Give him solution rather than to, you know, come straight. So I find music really as a thing that makes it easy for me to speak.
Nalipa tax na hata siwezi afford kupanda taxi.
No one tones me down at this point, because just imagine when you're being pressed and someone keeps on poking that wound and burns you with a candlelight, and you don't tell me I cannot scream. You want me to tone down? You want me to tone down? You have to cover my mouth then. So when you feel pain, express your pain. Like all the situation we are having right now in this universe, protests right now, mandamano. Everybody is being a sheep, just following. Someone has to stand for us to follow. Someone, you stand for yourself first of all. Do we really have to go out there and spoil somebody's business? Do we? Unaenda unaiba mali ya mtu. Kenya is a divine land. Imagine how many companies we're going to lose when we do wrong things. Let us be afraid of ourselves, first of all.
My lords and ladyships, this is not the only artist who's using their music to tell things as they are, despite the possible backlash from the powers that be.
My lords and ladies, when words are spoken, they have power. And when spoken word as an art kicks in, it sometimes unsettles those in power. My submissions.
Poverty ilini challenge, ilinipatia life challenge, na mimi nikaamua to take the challenge. Na sasa hii napigana nayo. Because familia mingi zinaishi ghetto na nini, and mzazi haezi wakimu, moso single mothers, you know. So nikaamua the best way to reward my mom is just working hard, and through poetry I think we can smile at the end. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Mti mzuri lazima upigwe mawe. At some point unapata moso hizi piece zenye mimi nafanyanga za social justice. Unapata kama place kuna mwanasiasa anakujua. Anajua Brayo huwa anapiga mawe gava. So yeye anakuita anakwambia manze mimi nataka nikupatie show, lakini manze anakurestrict to a certain point, anakwambia kuna vitu usiongelele. So you are like, so nisiongelele aje hizo vitu, na hizo ndo vitu na mimi nafanya. Unajua msanii ni kioo cha jamii. So what makes me an artist kutokana na ule mwanaharakati mwingine mwenye anaenda kwa street maybe kuprotest ama nini, Now it's my creativity way, how I add my creativity in those pieces. To notice as an artist, you just need to discover the issues zenye haziishangi. So hizo issue kama corruption, bad governance. Wase wako kwa street kwa nini? Juu wana feel kuna kitu haiendi poa. Kesi za jobless youth na bei ya chakula zinashindana kupanda. Jamii nakubali manze. As you can see, ingekuwa ikubali pia ninge give up. I think jamii kukubali na pia mafans kuappreciate is one way of encouraging you to keep going. Let me take you back to Turkana. Sahi gavai bongi story ya food. Sahi kulisho tuna rely kwa mitandao for feedback. You see, every dog has its own day. But I can't move forward because this government is determined to see us back. Don't be surprised kwa hii nchi mtu mwenye amemanga mahindi akigeuziwa serial killer man. Kuona haki imekuwa ngumu kama zile maegava ingetumia project kutimiza. Kwa hii nchi wezi wa mashamba ndo wana run law firms. Wana hold title tofauti na their deeds. Huku hata mse mwenye amesomea farming expert haezi succeed akipanda mbegu.
Nothing further from me, much obliged.
Apart from recording and performing artists, Your Honor, there are also visual artists who use their art to paint the real picture of what's happening in the society.
Graffiti kwetu tunatumia kama kutuma ujumbe kwenye jamii, kusaidia jamii hasa kwenye jambo linalozuka ama kitu ambacho kinasumbua jamii. So tunatumia mfumo wetu wa sanaa kuelimisha jamii iweze kuongoka ama kuona mbele ni vipi. Mama huyu tumemchora kuonesha uwepo wa mama. Mama akona nguvu gani kwenye jamii? Mama akona uwezo gani kwenye jamii? Tukiangalia hapa mama mboga anauza mboga mtaani. Kila mtu ananunua mama mboga kwake. Mtu ananunua nyanya kwake. So mama mboga amesaidia jamii kiupande wake tena mkubwa sana. So lazima tumshukuru na tuoneshe nguvu zake. Je, kwenye jamii ametusaidia upande gani? Haswa huyu mama mboga, pindi kunapotokea vurugu lolote, basi akiumia yeye, jamii nzima imeumia. Sasa shida iko ni kuwa mama mboga anafanya kadri ya uwezo wake, lakini bado siasa haijamwangalia mama mboga. Mama mboga kukitokea na vita, vurugu la siasa, mtu wa kwanza kuumia ni yeye, sababu kazi yake haiwezi endeleza. Mama mboga huyu ile kazi anayofanya, anasaidia watoto wake kwa nyumba. So pindi kukitokea vurugu, waga asaidike mama mboga. Na pindi siasa zikishaisha, mwanasiasa akishachukua zile kura, akishatangazwa yeye ndo mshindi, basi katu angalii nyuma, hamwangalii mama mboga. Wale wananchi wa chini ndo bado wanamregelea mama mboga. Vipi mbona tukuoni? Lakini pale ni biashara yake isharibiwa.
Justice Wanjiku, Black and White can also be presented in color. That's it for me, Your Honor. Thank you.
Do these hard messages hit home or just serve as a form of art without conviction that would lead to change?
Kenya, hatukuachi milele. Wewe ni baba na mama yetu. Oh Kenya, nchi yangu milele.
I've always created art that speaks truth to power because I felt it was a sense of duty, and I think out of a sense of responsibility. Just being able to put together a message in seasons when we need to speak about a few things, when we need to pass across some messages. We've had our audiences really coming through. They actually know us for our political satire shows where they actually come and engage us in whatever message or voice that we are speaking about.
My administration runs this entire camp with the highest, the uttermost level of integrity. Every single thing is done by them.
There's always a bit of fear, I guess, when you do these things. There's always a bit of you that fears what will somebody say, what will the government say. We've been asked even after the show, hey, you guys, what do you and too afraid about this. But I think as artists, we do have a space to create, a space to express, and I think there is a bit of comfort in that. This is who we are, this is what we do, and we can be able to speak it out, especially to an audience who is ready and willing to listen.
Hyena testicles, snake venom, and industrial hemp will weed this country out of debt.
I don't feel like the situation has changed much. I think, if anything, things are getting more intense. So, if the question is about whether we feel our message has had an impact, I think the impact is there, but it takes time, I think, and it takes many instances of hearing the message to be able to make a change or to be able to convince anybody to do something about it. So for an immediate change, maybe not, but who knows what the future holds. We do shows, we sell out shows, we have people buying tickets, we have people interested in our shows. Remember, we're entertainers. At the end of the day, we put out entertainment. So people come also for a good time. As much as they're coming to hear the message that we're talking about, they also come for a good time. They're interested in the show, they're interested in the entertainment. We are performers. So, who doesn't want a Saturday night where they just go and chill, have a laugh, at the same time maybe experience a message or two in a different way from what they've had on the mainstream.
Kanisa litajengwa na pesa zenyu.
Nimeandika mistari bila kabairo, ini Kanairo, the hip hop city, Dandora, L-O-V-E-E is a grade some have given the political class. Some would say F, but others would say that's crass and insist it's an A. A-N-D, speaking of rhymes and Dandora. Whatever happened to the case of the papers of Pandora? Or is this a box would rather leave shut? Just shut up, button our shirts up, and belt out praises of the silence we hear? We would rather hear the silence of the guns in the rift. Then Wanjiko will know all the bravado and tough talk is legit. The promises to scuttle cattle cartels. When will this end? Is it that no one can tell? Can anyone tell why there is not a single arrest on the COVID millionaires? Those who sucked the life out of the poor COVID bleedonaires. Those who bled out, died, while the blood money profiteers went out, dined. That aside, in the case of CASs, court says no, Gov says go. I thought we are a country guided by the rule of law, or is it the rule of law? Lower number of women in cabinet than promised, lower standard of integrity in speech for the caliber of office, not caring if the toxic talk turns to fatal fumes and flames, just so they can win the streets and credit to their names. They may enjoy, but turn a blind ear to the heart of Julius Owino's ink, muffle their conscience so that the truth will not sink, as they sink their teeth into costly meals, toasting drinks in this roasting cost of living, while others are sinking deep into the hands of the ghosts of grieving. Their loved ones, their dreams, their jobs, their property, which was destroyed because protests did not end properly. Were they intended to anyway? Or is it that the message must be heard in any way? So many blurred lines and bloodlines when some cops seem keen to add the total sum of corpses. A lot of this rings the tune, his system ni ya majambazi, shifters of humanity. My lords and ladyships, there is more truth to be spoken. So we seek an adjournment to pick it up when the courtroom is reopened. P.S. Our adjournments are not just a case delaying tactic. Ours is about facts and quality of position, not playing static, because this is News Court.